Hey everybody, it's George Carroll, and I'm here with Kathy Basel of the Vitality Code, and I'm super excited to have her come speak at the greatest year of your life because she brings a very important component as it relates to managing your own energy, managing your own frequency, and getting the most out of yourself, and just being overall way more vital in your life and healthy. And so, Kathy, welcome. How are you?
I'm great, George. I'm really excited to be joining you too in the overall group for the greatest year of their life. We're here to put it all together. So super match.
Awesome. Yeah. So she's gonna bring an important component. And before we jump into some of the tips that you have for the folks who are watching and even considering joining us and signing up for the event, how did you get into doing this work, Kathy?
Oh, it's kind of funny. I say that I've got a body fetish, and it kind of started when I started doing triathlon. And I realized that garbage in, garbage out. You eat kind of trashy food one night and you try to run and you feel like a slug. So as I learned to nourish myself body better, that's in the food we eat and how we drink. It's also how we train, but so much of it was really into mindset. And I actually started mentoring people on how to do their first triathlons. And it was my delight to help them get to where they were, to someplace they thought they could never achieve. We all have this amazing capacity with our bodies to go further and deeper than you ever thought possible.
So was there a certain turning point in your life where, you had to make this change? Were you kind of a sloppy eater for a long time, or have you always had this level of vitality?
Yeah, I've always had this level of vitality. And actually, I think what happened that really catalyzed it for me was as I was developing these codes and realizing all the different ways and learning about how our thoughts and beliefs help to create our reality, my mom actually had a stroke. And she was sort of living this in reverse, where she wasn't able to move, she wasn't eating properly, she wasn't communicating with other people. So it wasn't just one of these aspects, it was all of these things go in to building health. And she was deteriorating as I was learning the key to helping people really tap into higher level energy and higher level performance in their lives. So it became a strong contrast and really helped me crystallize these concepts.
Oh, is that a dog?
The love of a good dog is a big part of how we socialize stuff.
Oh.
That's right.
All right, cool. Sorry, I think I'm a dog in a human body, so when I see a dog, I just have to feel.
Well, Kiefer is a big part of connecting and help us to stay present. Oh my gosh, pets are the best.
Yeah, cool. Well, maybe you could. What's your dog's name?
Kiefer.
Kiefer. Maybe Kiefer can come with you and join us the greatest year of your life.
He would love that. He's a great facilitator, I got to tell you. They call him Mr. Joy because every step he takes is filled with joy.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, when I first started learning about food, I think it was in the importance of eating healthy foods was I was at a Tony Robbins event at his Unleash the Power Within event. And on day 4, he talks all about food and talks all about the alkaline and acidic balance. And that event really opened my eyes to saying, okay, what am I feeding my body? And so can you speak to the sort of the addictions that people develop as a result of the foods that they eat, and how do we begin to break some of that up?
Yeah, actually two things because I love Tony Robbins, and as you said, he talks in terms of the alkalinity of our body, and it's interesting because when you think in terms of energy, our body requires a couple of things. It requires sugar, but also oxygen. And when we talk in terms of alkalinity, what that's helping to do is to improve the ability of our body to circulate oxygen throughout. So alkalinity can be improved with a lot of things like adding greens into our diet. And I know Tony's program, he talks about some of the green drinks that you can take, and that's why juicing and smoothies are such a big deal right now. People are doing that to supplement because we don't oftentimes in our hurried lives take the time to get all the vegetables that we need. But some of the addictive foods that we get all the time, and that's where I've got a program, and that's the very first thing I do is to strip off those addictive foods that are keeping our energy down. So there are things like sugar and and wheat and peanuts, some of the foods that we don't realize we're having a low-grade inflammation or intolerance to, that's actually putting a strain on our body, depleting our energy. And it's amazing because in just 1 week's time, you take these things off, the body's so resilient. You can have just amazing results in just 1 week's time.
So this is great. And what's going on over there? It seems like a parade going on. What's happening?
I've never been so popular in my life until we started recording this.
Okay, so I love what you're talking about, and there's, I mean, the question I want to ask is, what can we become aware of that are like laced into most everyday foods that people eat, what are the most addictive foods that are out there?
Yeah, there's sugar is probably one of the most addictive things out there. It's 8 times more addictive than even cocaine. So you hear a lot of hype right now about sugar, but part of the challenge is that so many of the packaged foods.
What's your dog doing? I want to see.
Kiefer.
No, Kiefer, what you doing?
So he's addicted to milk bones, which have a lot of got high quality milk bones that don't have sugar and wheat in them. So yeah, so when we're talking in terms of addictive foods, sugar, by far the most addictive food. And there's a lot of hype right now. And part of the challenge, they're finding that it's 8 times more addictive than even cocaine. So neurologically, it's doing things to upset our chemistry. So mere motivation isn't enough for us to break the cycle. So that's why, I put together a program, and it's amazing because, again, the body's so resilient. In just 3 days, you can break that addiction. But, sugar's hiding in so much of the foods. 74% of the foods on our shelves these days in the groceries are laden with sugar, like more sugar than you should have in a day.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I've been taking a hard look at the amount of sugar and I recently went on this cleanse that was really powerful, and it helped me break some of that sugar addiction, but it's got such a strong grasp over it because I've been eating it for so long. What are some tips maybe, or awarenesses, or maybe even things on the label that people can look at to let them know, hey, there's too much sugar in this thing?
Yeah, well, the recommended amount is about 12 grams or teaspoons per day, and Americans are getting about 3 times more of that. So they can actually come to the event. One of the handouts that I'll have is a list of 67 different names of sugar, and the way it's hidden, because you'll see some names that look like they're healthier and they're just not. They're sugar in disguise. So labeling can be really challenging. And the other thing is that if you're reading the ingredients, it'll give you the total grams of sugar, which is different. You're going to have to do math to get it to teaspoons, but it doesn't tell you how much is naturally occurring sugars and how much is added sugars. So that's kind of the distinction. And again, I started my world in triathlon, so I was eating a lot of sugar and carbs, and that was my fuel. So we run off those 2 things as fuel, and you usually burn one or the other. But the whole thing is that we've got to balance how much energy expenditure we've got throughout the day versus how much we're intaking, and that's where the imbalance is. Like I hate when we go on I call it the vitamin of the year or the kick of the year, so that's fat free, and then there was vitamin C is going to save the world this year, or vitamin D, and now there's a lot of hype around sugar, and that's the thing. I don't want to demonize sugar across the board. I want to raise awareness so that you can see all the places, clear out the places that's sneaking in, and then, like, I'm a chocoholic. I can't go a day without chocolate, so I'm very specific about how I eat most of the day, and then when I have my chocolate, it's got to be guilt-free. I'm going to dive in and really enjoy my chocolate to the hilt without worrying about it.
Nice. So what are some side effects if, people aren't aware of, okay, I'm eating too much sugar or I'm having too much of a certain thing that's not good for me? What are some side effects people are going to be aware of letting them know, hey, something needs to change in my diet?
Yeah, and it's amazing. So sugar and gluten, I would put those 2 neck and neck of things that are actually we're talking in terms of vibration. If you're looking to have peak performance, you want to be vibrating and have a whole lot of energy. So when you begin to layer in these foods, it's literally reducing the level that you're performing at on a physiological level. So then the side effects, you start getting symptoms that might be like brain fog, low energy, challenging, you're not sleeping well. When you're not sleeping well, that's going to affect all kinds of different things. Over the long term, it becomes a low-grade inflammation in our systems. And science is now showing that it's actually low-grade inflammation that's at the root cause of so many of the chronic diseases that we're seeing these days. So when you're talking, you're seeing the rise of different disease states that we didn't have before, the diabetes, the Alzheimer's, cancer. And again, going back to the Tony Robbins program, when we're talking about alkalinity, cancer loves sugar. So if you want to, help spread some sugar, cancer in your body, I highly recommend you eat a ton of sugar, because it's going to raise the acidity level in your body. So when you begin to bring that level down, there again, it all works in with the efficiency of your body to get the oxygen, to keep your cells healthy. You're only as healthy as your cells. So, the better you can do nourishing each one of those, the better your whole body is going to perform.
Totally. And, I noticed for me for a long time that whatever I was eating, I craved more of that thing. And so when people, can you speak more to that?
Oh, because it's literally hijacking the neurotransmitters in your brain. So you get a high the first couple of times, but then your body gets accustomed to it. It's like the new set point. So in order to get that high, you want more and more and more. Before no time, it sneaks in because it's everywhere in our diets. And, this is stuff I teach, and I still fall victim to it myself. So periodically I'll go on the same type of cleanse, 3 to 7 days, just kind of being more careful. It doesn't have to be extreme, but you got to break that cycle. And like I said, it doesn't take long.
Right. And should people consider doing cleanses maybe once every few or 6 months, just as maintenance?
Yeah, I do a couple, 3 myself a year. And spring and fall, when you talk about times of the seasons and change, that's excellent time. And usually I just kind of keep tabs on how my eating is doing. Other times, again, maybe just a quick one in between times is great.
Right. So guys, if you're watching this and you get the sense that maybe you have more brain fog, or you're more tired than you should be, or you're not getting the kind of sleep that contributes to a productive and efficient day,
achy joints is another one. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Achy joints is another quick indicator when the sugar.
I was just telling my girlfriend about this. So there was a long time ago when I first started my business and I wasn't making any money. I had to really limit my diet. So I was eating Taco Bell. I would order 2 of their chicken burritos for lunch and for dinner. That's how I was eating for like a week. And I noticed my elbows and my shoulders started to hurt. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And the only thing that changed was switching to the Taco Bell diet. So that's crazy you say that. Why is that?
It's just where it goes. It tends to go into the places like joints. It's, again, indication that there's a low-grade inflammation building. So inflammation is like when you mountain bike and you hit your knee on the pedal and it inflames. That's exactly what's happening in your body too. So your liver can only process up to 9 teaspoons of sugar a day. So if you get more than that, it's got to do something. It doesn't know, this isn't normal, what we're doing to our body. So it doesn't know what to do, and it packs it away. So joints are an easy place for the inflammation to hide. But just think, it's showing up as a symptom in your joints, but what is it doing elsewhere in your body? Think what it can be doing in your arteries, in your heart, all kinds of implications. So what we want to do is become more in tune with our body. I'm into this mind-body connection, have this great communication with your body. So when you see little signals like that, it's sort of like the idiot light on your car dash, right? It's like, oh, I'm getting achy here. It's time to, drink some more water, maybe have a green drink or 2 and cut off sugar for a couple of days, and you'll be reset. It doesn't take long.
That's awesome. So you don't recommend the Taco Bell diet?
whatever floats your boat. I'm not an extremist. I think it's really, we're here to enjoy life is the bottom line. And, you want to enjoy life being healthy and living long and having the energy to do the things that you want to do in life. So a little Taco Bell is good, but you want to make sure that you got it balanced. You might want to put that on a salad or have a salad on the side, and yeah, go for it.
So guys, you guys got to come to the event. Day 3 is all about superhero energy today. And
Yeah.
we take a look at this important piece of what are you feeding your body? How does it contribute to your energy or lack thereof? And just to wrap up this quick video, Kathy, can you talk about how our diet either contributes or doesn't contribute to our own levels of intuition?
Yeah, I'd love to. Because again, the sugar is literally hijacking your brain. So we want to be a clear vessel, and this is probably my most important part. We're actually going to be talking about the diet and exercise very, very small. I teach a model that goes into 12 different dimensions of overall well-being, different ways that we can feed ourselves. So when you talk about intuition, that's perfect. The breathing is one of the key factors. Self-love, it's ways we play, it's ways we work, it's ways we communicate with others, including the dogs that we hide in the basement, little cheeky things, and really finding meaning and purpose, which is a lot of what we're talking about. So that's why I'm so thrilled to be part of this program that you're putting together, because it becomes this whole message. It begins with the end in mind. So you're putting the context there about helping people to vision what is my ideal life looking like, and then I'm thrilled to be day 3 of like, how do you have the energy? Because if you're looking to be a 10 in your life and your energy is just saying that you're a 5, well, we got some, there's some room for improvement. And the cool part is, again, I'm going to help with a lot of mindset. Your belief has a lot to do with your biology. So we're going to be talking a lot about mindset and things that we can shift, things that we picked up that we didn't even realize, operating beliefs that we've had from childhood days, our parents, from people around us now. And you tune those beliefs up. And one of the things I'll share with everybody is like a 7-day challenge of things that they can eat, but beliefs and practices they can do. And in 7 days, they will feel an upsurge in their personal energy to begin getting towards that 10. So love being a part of this, George. Thanks.
Hell yeah, I can't wait to be a student to what you teach, because I know that this area is an area that controls most people, and that when you can take control of this area and really be a conscious choice with what you put in your body and how you treat your body, it will directly impact the level of energy you have. And the more energy that you have, the more you can create and contribute, and the more it taps into your own creativity. So guys, if you're feeling the tug for the greatest year of your life, 2016, get your sweet booties here, and Kathy will school you more on the importance of the Vitality Code and how you can implement it into your life. So thanks for watching this quick video. Take a look at everything else on the page, and just know that there's a limited amount of seating. So if you're feeling the tug, make sure you get registered. And if you're watching this like on YouTube or on Facebook or something, you can go to greatestyearofyourlife.com, and you can get all the information about the event. And I look forward to seeing you there. Any last words of wisdom, Kathy, Basel?
No, just we look forward to getting your sweet booty down there, up and moving, and helping you feel what energy feels like, so that you can go out in the world and really make that 2016 your best. Awesome.
Awesome. Looking forward to having you there, Kathy, and looking forward to having you there at the greatest year of your life, 2016. See you soon.
All right.